way. Gravelly part is the Greenway Trail, which is kind of a multi-purpose trail. We turn off toward the Coneflower Trail. Icy, mushy trail. Horse trail's that way. More the horse trail that way. We're going this way. There's the Big Darby River over there. And this part of the trail tends to be kind of soggy. And I've seen it where it's just been completely flooded, so it really isn't too bad. Not a very used park. You'll see, we don't see too many people here. Really nice. More horse trail there, and this is a little bit nasty. Fortunately, we're going left. Horse trails always seem to be pretty awful in my experience. Connecting up with the horse trail again to go across this bridge. Icy over here. Little stream flowing into the Big Darby. Horseback trail again. We're gonna go straight up here and join the Greenway Trail, which will take us to the bridge over the Big Darby and to the Alder Trail. This is where we join the Coneflower Trail, and we're headed to the bridge over Big Darby here. Coming up on the bridge over the Big Darby. The horse trail to the right there. It's a nice bridge. Horses go across here. We're going to be going down that other side of the river to the right there, and that way. 3 ducks there. We'll come back up and do this loop here. So we'll make this end of part 1. which is the Coneflower Loop and the bridge over the big. And this is beginning of part 2, the Alder Trail. It goes next to the river. I'm still on the Alder Trail. It's pretty icy. It's about 38 degrees out here, so just melting. There's the Big Darby River there. Really pretty. A little bridge going across the stream going into the Big Darby. A lot of water right now. My shoes keep collecting gobs of mud. It makes my feet feel like they're really heavy. I'm about 3 miles into the run here, and just gonna go up to a loop and we'll come back down here. We'll be coming back down the right side here, which goes by the river, but first we're gonna go up and around a big meadow up here. It tends to be really sloppy when it's wet like this. We'll see. Hill's nice, kind of pretty. The top of the hill tends to be really wet. Go even wetter up here. This part's usually super wet. Fortunately, it's still a little bit frozen, so not as bad as usual. Parking area there. There's one car. Like I said, not too many people come here. A little 3/4 of a mile loop here that we're going to do through this field, and then we'll go back by the river. Called the Tall Grass Trail. Not so tall right now, but boy, in the summer it does get kind of tall. It's kind of pretty running through the tall grass. Bluebird nests that you'll see in the summer. This tall grass trail is really kind of boring. Just a big loop. See a little piece of Route 71 straight ahead here. Shows how close this park is. There's Route 70 there. You can see that truck right there, more than 100 yards away. Now we're finishing this loop here, and then we'll be headed over to the trail that goes next to the river. I'm sure it'll be super muddy. Now we just finished the tall grass trail, and now we're going to go over here by the river and then head back to the Alder Trail. About to dive back in the woods a little bit here. Found to be icy and slippery. heading up on this little stream crossing, which is super high right now. That'll be fun. Let's see. Go up here. Don't mind getting my shoes a little bit wet, but it's cold. Ouch. Lots of thorns. Alright. And now up the big hill. This is a loop is called the Osage Opening Trail. It's just a loop. There's our Osage orange there. Not really good for use for anything. I ran a whole trail once throwing this back and forth. It kind of keeps you going. Wish I could juggle. Some more Osage oranges all through here. FDR built a whole shelter ridge of trees through the Plain States, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas back in the 30s. With over 200 million trees, kind of blocked the wind erosion. A lot of those were Osage orange because they were so strong and resilient. Here's a good example of one. Not the prettiest trees, but certainly great wood. The bows made of that back in the Indians would be worth a whole horse. In fact, the French would call the tree bodark, which meant bowwood. Probably didn't want to know all that, but there you go. And we're back down and we're getting closer to the grouper there. More Osage orange. Really pretty running in the winter here because you can see so far. If this were summer, you wouldn't be able to see the river there because it'd be so grown up. Okay, now we're gonna go down the trees and by the river here, which is a little technical because it gets really wet, slippery. If I don't get my feet right or fall, I'll be surprised. You can see where some people have slipped already. Now I want to walk over these trees. They don't look very easy to walk across. There we go. Not too bad. Now we can get back to trying to run a little bit. in a pretty and a wet, muddy way. This orange tape here is for a reason. So I'm going to take this other path here, and that's because there's a beehive in there. It doesn't seem to be active right now, but you excuse me if I don't poke around it. We're running by the river here. Pretty mushy. Here we're back in that original loop, hitting the Alder Trail. There's our map here. Going back across this little tributary to the Big Darby over there. Big Darby turns west here, and we're sort of following it again. You can't see it over there. Still on the Alder Trail, and back by the river again. Feel like a robe hat man with big giant iron shoes there. Coming to the end of the Alder Trail here, so we'll call this the end of part 2. Part 3 will be the Lakeview Trail up here. Coming up here on the Lakeview Trail, path is just this gravel. It goes around 2-3 nice man-made lakes here. Call this the beginning of part 3. A couple of dogs coming. Not sure if these life preservers are ever used, but here they are. Yeah. Left over here. About 6 miles into the run at this point. There's all the geese. Little creek running into that lake for the parking area here, and we'll go up to this area. It's called Mound Trail. Not much of a mound. Mound Trail. Straight across is where the dogs can go swimming. If we turn right here, I think we'll see the mound. It's supposed to be a facsimile of a Indian mound. Here's the mound. I know High Banks has been excavated for Indian mounds, and also Patel Darby Creek has been, probably some of the others. Good view of the geese and everything here. Hello to you too. This is the dog area. There's no dogs right now, but really nice. summer, there's always a bunch of dogs there. Interesting, hardly any geese on this lake. Wonder what's wrong with it. They're all on the other one. It's like humans clustered together. This placard kind of tells the history of this area. Back in the 50s, they did a lot of mining. They created levees to keep the river from expanding onto their floodplains, which then caused erosion that damaged the trees and things. So, pretty interesting. There's a few brave geese there. Not very many compared to the other lakes. River's over there to our right. You can see the river over there, I think, and lake here. So I'm sort of running on the levee that was built between the two. See, there's a black squirrel right there. It's coal black. You can see that. See these in the winter, really neat. Hope you can see that. It's moving just a little bit. Really pretty. Some white ones out there too, along with Canadian geese. See the bridge over there. We're going to go across in a moment. Getting towards the end of the run. Creek. Okay, today we're at Slate Run Metro Park out in Canal Winchester. It's a nice day in winter, not too many people here. We're going to go about 7 miles or so. This little trail from the parking lot, go through this little strip of woods for maybe half a mile, and then we're out in the clear again. Some nice ponds, and then back in the woods. Back over here, it's very flat. Nice run. Going across the road here and into the woods. So we're going to be on the Sugar Maple Trail, and then we're going to go across to the Cocoa Mo Wetland Trail and the Bobo Link Grass Trail. So I'll try to mention those as we get to those. A little downhill here. Some ice as we go around. Nice bridge, stream, and there's an uphill up here, some people walking. Nice hill there. we're going to go to the Bobolink and Kokomo trails. We're on the Bobolink trail. Really pretty dry. Boulders, granite from glaciers. So on the Bobolink Trail, we're going to run over to this group of fir trees. There's a lookout point there. That will be nice. We're going to go over to the overlook deck, and then we'll come back to the Kokomo Trail. Coming up on the overlook here, it's a fabulous tree, Osage orange. Great overlook. We'll be running across that bridge over there and up and around. Really terrific view from up here. Another view of this fabulous Osage orange tree. Really strong wood. Looking at it. Alright, here we go to the Cocoa Trail. A little bit of a downhill here, which is nice. Nice trail when it's snowy. Nice wide trail. I know real single tracks here, unlike at Clear Creek Park, which is about 30 minutes more to the east on 33, but really nice right next to Columbus. We're going to take the left-hand fork here, Kokomo Trail. Coming up on this big pond. Sometimes a little slippery in the winter. There's ice on it. Sometimes some mean geese here. Sort of zigzags itself across the pond. It's frozen, but I wouldn't go walking on there. It hasn't been cold for very long. Into the boardwalk, back onto the trail. This might be the end of part one. And start part 2 right away. This is part 2 of the Kokoman Trail run at Slate Run. Along this series of little ponds. Eventually loop around and come back to the boardwalk there. Really pretty ponds, fir trees, especially nice in summer on a bright summer day. Cat. A lot of feral cats around here. Run! And take the left fork here. Parking is over there. Left again here. Parking area. Then we'll just jog around the parking area and go back around. Back through here. Really nice pond, a little place to outlook there. And then we're going to take the right hand place here. Stay in the right hand path. Get in there, we'll go across that boardwalk again. Go back towards the boat-building trail. Coming back up towards where the boat-building trail starts. Here we go. back in the woods, which is sort of nice. Like running in the winter, you can see so far. I run here in the spring and summer, and it's like a green tunnel. It's just also pretty. Alright. Back to the main trail. We're going to go right this time. This is the end of part 2. And stay tuned for the last part 3 of the Slate Run Trail. Welcome to part 3, the Slate Run Park trail runs. Just got back on the main trail. Nice downhill here. Creek. Trail to the farm. We're not going to go that way today, but it's really pretty. I encourage everyone to go to the Slate Run Farm. It's great here, nice bridge, and then swirls around to the uphill. Really, really nice. Right and up. Tell you, in Ohio, it doesn't get a whole lot prettier than this. Over and back up again. The bridge we just passed. There's a little ravine. overlook area. Make it a point to always look at the overlook areas in a run, because they're almost always fabulous, and this is no exception. Imagine being out here on a nice fall day or even a winter day. It's like someone that's having even more fun or whatever. Fabulous view there. That way it takes us up to the parking. We're not ready to stop yet. We're gonna go down here and down this nice hill. There's a pretty bridge. And another little hill here. Just enough hills to make it interesting. Nothing really challenging. All runnable. Kind of like High Banks and Patel Darby Creek. A lot of wood here. Nice meadow. As I just jog around that meadow, it's really pretty. Hawthorn trees. Flowering dogwood tree. That's pretty in the spring. A nice ravine there running by. This is where we came into the woods. We get back to the parking area. It's been a really nice day at Slate Run. Hope you come out here if you're nearby. Give it a try. Nice change of pace from running on the streets all the time or going to the gym and on your elliptical or treadmill, boring yourself to death. Come out here and see the beautiful sights. All right, so until next time.